Well, 1 year into his presidency, Trump has followed through on some of his campaign trail promises and threats to the media industry. Last month, the Trump administration's FCC voted to overturn net neutrality, the Obama administration's regulation of the internet. This after Trump promised to, quote, eliminate our most intrusive regulations. And in 2014, Trump tweeted, quote, Obama's attack on the internet is another top-down power grab. Net neutrality is the fairness doctrine. There he's referring to a defunct rule mandating broadcasters feature opposing views. He goes on to say, will target conservative media. But while taking a light regulatory touch on net neutrality, President Trump has taken an active stance on mergers. After Trump criticized one of the largest media deals ever, AT&T's $85 billion acquisition of Time Warner, the Department of Justice sued to block the deal. Here's what Trump said back on the campaign trail.
AT&T is buying Time Warner and thus CNN. A deal we will not approve in my administration because it's too much concentration of power in the hands of too few.
President Trump's opposition to AT&T and Time Warner's merger hasn't stopped a number of other media mergers. Last year, 4 were announced across the media landscape. Disney buying Fox's entertainment assets, Sinclair buying Tribune, Discovery buying Scripps, and Meredith buying Time. Now, the Disney-Fox combination is, of course, the largest of all those deals, valued at $52.5 billion in stock at its announcement. But that deal has sparked no concerns about creating a new media behemoth. The president saying he thinks that deal is good for jobs. Andrew?
Okay. I'm just curious, out on your coast, is your sense that there's going to be a lot more media mergers given this situation or not?
Well, yes, I think that the consensus now is that there's so much pressure on companies to merge because with this consolidation, some of the smaller guys are just going to be put in a very tough situation when it comes to negotiating for distribution and reaching consumers. So I think there's a lot of talk now about what's going to happen with Viacom and CBS. Right. We saw both of those stocks move yesterday on that news. And what's going to happen to some of these smaller players like Lionsgate, who are considered attractive takeover targets, if not for consolidation within the media industry.
That's all on the smaller end. And the reason I ask is when you think about Lionsgate, for example, people say, where's Amazon? Where's Apple? Where's Google? I guess my larger question larger question is if one of those players becomes the buyer of any of these other companies, are we back in the same conversation that we're having right now about Time Warner, AT&T?
Well, look, I think if Amazon or Apple were to buy a company like Lionsgate, for a company of the size and scale of Amazon and Apple, a Lionsgate acquisition would not be a massive one for them. It would be sort of a way to grow their media industry. But I think if you're asking about the question of competition and concerns about antitrust, the industries are all converging right now. You're seeing the tech industry and the media industry all compete with each other in ways that they haven't before, which is why you have AT&T, defending its choice and its decision to buy Time Warner, because they simply believe that kind of vertical merger historically hasn't been blocked, and that there's so much competition out there that everyone from Facebook to Google to the traditional media players like Disney is all competing for consumers' attention. So they say that it should be allowed.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.